Hello valued viewers, welcome back to iMUSICWKN-ETC. Today's subject is about the contents of the book of Genesis chapter 37. Joseph is loved of Jacob, but hated by his brethren. Joseph's dreams. Jacob sends Joseph to visit his brethren, they conspire his death. Joseph's brethren sell him. Jacob deceived, Joseph sold to Potiphar. In Joseph's history we see something of Christ, who was first humbled and then exalted. It also shows the lot of Christians, who must through many tribulations enter into the kingdom. It is a history that has none like it, for displaying the various workings of the human mind, both good and bad, and the singular providence of God in making use of them for fulfilling his purposes. Though Joseph was his father's darling, yet he was not bred up in idleness. Those do not truly love their children, who do not use them to business, and labor, and hardships. The fondling of children is with good reason called the spoiling of them. Those who are trained up to do nothing, are likely to be good for nothing. But Jacob made known his love, by dressing Joseph finer than the rest of his children. It is wrong for parents to make a difference between one child and another, unless there is great cause for it, by the children's dutifulness, or undutifulness. When parents make a difference, children soon notice it, and it leads to quarrels in families. Jacob's sons did that, when they were from under his eye, which they durst not have done at home with him, but Joseph gave his father an account of their ill conduct, that he might restrain them. Not as a talebearer, to sow discord, but as a faithful brother. Sit back, relax and enjoy watching and listening to the book of Genesis chapter 37. Genesis 37 verse 1. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. Genesis 37 verse 2. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives, and Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Genesis 37 verse 3. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. Genesis 37 verse 4. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him, and could not speak peaceably unto him. Genesis 37 verse 5. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. Genesis 37 verse 6. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. Genesis 37 verse 7. For, behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and, lo, my sheaf arose, and also stood upright, and, behold, your sheaves stood round about, and made obeisance to my sheaf. Genesis 37 verse 8. And his brethren said to him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams, and for his words. Genesis 37 verse 9. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and, behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. Genesis 37 verse 10. And he told it to his father, and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him, and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth? Genesis 37 verse 11. And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying. Genesis 37 verse 12. And his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. Genesis 37 verse 13. And Israel said unto Joseph, Do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to him, Here am I. Genesis 37 verse 14. And he said to him, Go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren, and well with the flocks, and bring me word again. So he sent him out of the vale of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. Genesis 37 verse 15. And a certain man found him, and, behold, he was wandering in the field, and the men asked him, saying, What seekest thou? Genesis 37 verse 16. And he said, I seek my brethren, tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flocks. Genesis 37 verse 17. And the men said, They are departed hence, for I heard them say, Let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren, and found them in Dothan. Genesis 37 verse 18. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. Genesis 37 verse 19. And they said one to another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Genesis 37 verse 20. Come now therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pit, and we will say, Some evil beast hath devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams. Genesis 37 verse 21. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands, and said, Let us not kill him. Genesis 37 verse 22. And Reuben said unto them, Shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again. Genesis 37 verse 23. And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him. Genesis 37 verse 24. And they took him, and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty, there was no water in it. Genesis 37 verse 25. And they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and, behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels bearing spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. Genesis 37 verse 26. And Judah said unto his brethren, What profit is it if we slay our brother, and conceal his blood? Genesis 37 verse 27. Come, and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh. And his brethren were content. Genesis 37 verse 28. Then there passed by Midianites merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit, and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, and they brought Joseph into Egypt. Genesis 37 verse 29. And Reuben returned unto the pit, and, behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he rent his clothes. Genesis 37 verse 30. And he returned unto his brethren, and said, The child is not, and I, whither shall I go? Genesis 37 verse 31. And they took Joseph's coat, and killed a kid of the goats, and dipped the coat in the blood. Genesis 37 verse 32. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father, and said, This have we found, know now whether it be thy son's coat or no. Genesis 37 verse 33. And he knew it, and said, It is my son's coat, an evil beast hath devoured him, Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces. Genesis 37 verse 34. And Jacob rent his clothes, and put sackcloth upon his loins, and mourned for his son many days. Genesis 37 verse 35. And all his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted, and he said, For I will go down into the grave unto my son mourning. Thus his father wept for him. Genesis 37 verse 36. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt unto Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh's, and captain of the guard. If you enjoy watching and listening to our videos, please take a few minutes to comment, like, and subscribe to iMUSICWKN, etc. Thank you.